for a new and different perspective every week on LEGO sets, news, media, and more. You're listening to the BCC Podcast. It is Wednesday, August 2nd of 2017, and you are listening to the BCC Podcast. I am Malurus, your host for today, and today should be the last time I am your host because other people are coming back. And let's all just give a round of applause for the fact that you will not be having to listen to me introduce us any longer. So everyone, Cass, just give it a little tap. And joining me today is Mace. How are we doing, Mace?
I'm doing quite well.
Awesome. Are you excited that I will not be introducing us all next week? Are you exaggeratedly enthusiastic?
Nah.
Okay.
I'm indifferent
No
to
enthusiasm out of our cast, folks. And we also have Klenda. How are you, Klenda?
I'm doing pretty well. I haven't actually been here for, I think, the last 2 episodes.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you have not.
Yeah,
just
so this is
because you lack the work ethic to be on every episode. Jeez.
Well, I mean, I was going somewhere with that, but I can't think of where I was going.
Awesome.
Oh, right. That means that that this is the only podcast where I am here when you're introducing people.
Good. This is the only podcast where I've introduced you. Well, yeah. This will be one of my proudest moments, just being able to have said that I have introduced this podcast for, 2 times in a row without being, completely mutinied on during the podcast. It happened really close last time. Leo just ready to snatch me out and overhaul me.
Well, we have about an hour this time. We might be able to make it this time.
Leo was just ready to get rid of me completely and
Mace,
forget about
get
me
rid of
forever. And speaking of...
He already got rid of himself. He's in the Florida Keys.
Oh, true. Next best thing. Want to get rid of Mel?
No.
Mutiny.
Speaking of just, completely outcasting anything that has to do with your own franchise, it's been about a year since Bionicle Generation 2 has been canceled, so...
Yes. Yes, I was actually on vacation the day that I realized, oh yeah, it's been exactly 1 year since it was canceled, which is ironic, because last year, when it was canceled, I was also on vacation, so I didn't realize it until I got back home.
Mm-hmm.
I realized it the day of, the morning of. Man, it was so sad. It was supposed to be something. It was supposed to be more than 1.5 waves. I mean, 1.5 years.
I know.
All the hype for 2015, 2016 came along, and our souls were crushed. Luckily Ford is not on, otherwise he would just be ranting about Bionicle G2, but I am a gracious host, so I will not rant about this. I will just sadly give you this news, and we will all remember that at one point in our lives, our dreams came true, Bionicle came back, and then immediately was canceled right afterwards.
I'm just gonna say
this. I bet they did that on purpose to spite us.
I'm just gonna say this for Ford's benefit because he isn't here. The budget was a paperclip. Okay, I'm done.
G2 really did have some very good books. The graphic novel thingamajigs were good. The sets were very well designed. Mm-hmm. It's a shame.
I felt that they were.
It had potential. It had a ton of potential.
They just didn't put as much emphasis on the story and world building as they could have.
Mm-hmm. When are we going to get our edgy Bionicle cross-puzzle?
Plenty of times.
We
in the past, I think everyone kind of knows the general gist of it. Yeah, they could have, but they didn't.
They didn't.
Kind of just like the Bionicle movie in a nutshell. Takua, you come in lava boats.
Tequila.
I could have been, but I'm not. So, like,
I could have been
that right
somebody.
there is Generation 2.
I could have been a contender.
It's been, like, lowered down to the Bionicle movie standards, like Mask of Light.
The floor is being the herald of the Mask of Light, and then Takua's just flying in the air, avoiding it.
I don't know, I thought some of the movies were good, but anyway.
Yeah, another news.
Most people hate Legend Reborn, but it's not that bad.
I actually liked Legend Reborn in its own way. I originally didn't like it, but I kind of like it better now.
Yeah,
I'm just saying.
In other news, LEGO has even more positive things that they're giving us. They're teasing new sets. Just right next to the creator bus in this picture is a huge styrofoam box. And I don't know about you, but if LEGO starts selling huge styrofoam boxes, that'll be a game changer in the industry right there. Like, I'd be buying all those all day.
My goodness, I mean, it's bad for the environment. It clutters up your environment. What more could you want in a box?
But imagine the incredible YouTube videos that could be made. It's such a big box and it's styrofoam. Say you fill it with Legos, you're walking down the stairs and then you fall and the box explodes and then you fall down the stairs with a flood of Lego pieces.
I think what more people would use that for is pranking their siblings by putting all their Lego pieces in a box, waiting for their sibling to walk on the stairs underneath, and dropping it on them. Please don't do that.
Ow!
Of course you would think of that, like, gee, what kind of cruel sister are you? Just think of all the torture devices you can make out of this styrofoam box.
Filled with plastic and then dropped on someone's head. And it's in a massive box.
If you are dedicated enough, anything is a weapon.
I thought my video was morbid with someone falling down the stairs.
You guys are a bad influence on me, I'm just saying. I blame Orion.
Yeah, it's us
I said the president.
doing this.
I said the president.
We're condoning your actions.
Okay.
Jeez.
No, Orion. I blame Orion for this.
I could blame Orion for any number of things.
You could blame Orion for basically anything you felt like blaming him for.
And it would be true for the most part, too. That's the problem.
Actually, yes. That's an issue. He could probably do a lot of... Well, the thing is, I was actually thinking with the styrofoam box, I was thinking, okay, what would Orion do with that? He would throw it at something.
You see, Orion, if they ever make the giant styrofoam boxes, you need to kill someone with it on video.
Or incapacitate them, you never know. It doesn't
matter,
as long as they look dead just for the
That's not
shot.
his style.
Drop it on their head when it's filled with hard plastic, and we'll see if they survive.
It's mostly air anyway, technically.
But it is 2 feet tall. Well, it's not that tall, but it's pretty tall.
It's 2 feet tall? How big is this
It's very
thing?
tall. Look, the creator bus is there for context to show how massive that box is.
Okay, I was very confused by why the box was there.
It's tall and it's wide. That's, like, my problem. How wide it is. Like,
I thought you were going to say that's my height. So I was very confused.
No, I certainly hope you're not 2 feet tall. That'd be surreal.
Yeah, there's one person I'm taller than.
Taller than a D2C box.
Not that I'm sensitive about my height. Anyway.
Yeah, that's there's not really much to go off of the picture, really.
I mean,
it's not like you can guess what's inside.
Millennium Falcon be? What could Millennium Falcon it be?
We don't know. It's a mystery.
It's a box, like.
Oh my
I'm
gosh,
guessing that's going to be a box, like. That would be the best thing that LEGO could have ever done to my life.
It's something else. Greg Farsh is in that box.
Ha! Love is not canon
severed
in the
head is
Thor
in that
universe.
He wrote some very interesting stuff into some of the Bionicle books that I'm not going to get into now, but...
Like Kazani.
I was saying,
the entire Kazani situation.
Yeah, he's got some very... I'm gonna stop now, because I will get completely sidetracked on that, and I will get a lot of people mad at me. Anyway.
You know the best thing about D2C? It's all too expensive for any of us to buy.
Yep.
And look at how big this is. Not one of us is going to be able to afford it.
We'll just wait for someone else to buy it and then see what is actually inside, and then the comments.
And then rob them.
I mean, too.
I may be able to afford it if I got a job, but I just wouldn't buy it. Is the problem?
Yeah, it's rumored to be $600.
Yeah,
I
could
save up for that.
Stormtrooper armor with that.
I mean, if Greg Farsh is in that box, it might be worth
Falcon
it.
car. I mean,
if
really.
you don't know what's in it, then I don't know. Are they gonna say
I don't know how to help you if you don't know what's in it. It's a Millennium Falcon.
Maybe it's two Millennium Falcons.
I
I know technically for
what's the plural for Falcon?
Well, for Falcon it's Falcons, but for Millennium Falcon, then that's a name.
It's
well, you don't add I to the end of every name.
Not every name.
Hmm.
As interesting as that would be.
The plural of millennium is 2 millenniums.
Huh?
It's the
for some reason, I got that mixed up with millennials.
The plural to millennials
is
death to society.
The plural of says plural word.
I don't think this podcast should be about plurals. Like, when we start a grammar podcast, maybe, but...
Grammar Comedy Central.
No.
Where there is no laughter.
No, he says when and not if.
GCC.
GMCC? I don't know.
But speaking of bad grammar, there's also this guy named Clay, and he's kind of dead.
Spoiler alert there, but...
Oh, yeah, spoiler alert.
Yeah.
Ish, kinda. I mean, you won't get it unless you know. Have you watched the show?
No, I have not, but I'm considering getting my younger siblings into it and thus watching it by proxy.
Every season except for the season that this figure is in is on Netflix.
Which one is this? 3?
It is, yes, he is the Clay from season 3.
I know, it's at season 3 already. That's kind of terrifying. I still think of it as the really, really new kid on the block.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
it's because they got 2 seasons in 1 year. Although in 2017 it only got 1 season. That surprised me. Maybe the rumors of it being cancelled were a little true, but they backed out of it.
Yeah, don't get Ford started on that. But
reports of its demise have been greatly not exaggerated.
Daily reminder that I knew it wasn't cancelled.
Anyways, we got the new exclusive Clay minifigure turning to stone.
Mm-hmm.
And I will be honest, when I first read this, I thought it meant, like, you get a Clay minifigure that if you, like, mold it enough, it turned to stone. So I was confused heck what it meant, but then I looked at the minifigure. I was still confused heck because it just looked like clay until I took, like,
a very
really hard look at it and said, oh, yeah, I guess he's actually
his left, your right is gray. And
the shaded part of him, of course, is turning to stone where you can't really see it if you're not looking.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It blends into his armor. It's very hard to tell.
Can I give my peeve on this? Why does it have it cracked?
Yes.
I know that that's there to imply the stone, but cracks don't appear there unless it's old.
Battle scars.
Yeah, that's true.
Why would he have a
battle
scar
scars
in that particular area?
Someone
punched.
Someone shot him. I guess.
Yeah.
This is a very weirdly shaped scar. If you look on his hip plate, then he's got a very specific looking scar that doesn't look like it was cut with a normal weapon, and it's clearly meant to be a crack, so...
He slipped in the shower.
What?
Some things you just can't question. Like,
Okay.
It's magic stone, so it's he's turning into pre-cracked stone because Monstrux is into chi. I don't know.
My thing is, what, they've suddenly turned into not only statues, but old statues?
yeah,
Suddenly
he's an old
As
guy.
soon as they become
so,
stone,
gee.
then it immediately ages, 1,000 years?
Maybe
500?
it's an effect of the magic Merlin's using on him to slow the stone process.
Okay, I would be willing to go with that, but just randomly giving it cracks. I know that it's because they're trying to make it clear that it's stone and he's not just wearing gray stuff.
Yeah, the real reason is aesthetics.
Yes.
Gee, you're the artist out of all of us, and you're picking on the artistic
Artistic
yes,
vision
I
they
am,
have.
which means I could have done it better. Yeah.
Yeah, but
Speaking of could have done better, look at that sword of his. That's just ugly. That's
Yeah.
just a
Okay,
bad
yeah,
sword.
I was looking at that and thinking it looked
What
like
is
a
wrong
rock.
It's very, very bad.
It's just like they stuck pieces together. I'm sorry, Lego, we're just bashing you over the set. But okay,
it's
Yeah,
not
the
so.
blade
It's a
is Lego, but it
minifigure,
looks
an
like a
exclusive
3-year-old's mock.
minifigure that they should have decided
I like-
just a bit. Gee, we could give him a better sword.
Mhm.
I like
That's-
the
But there is
blade.
one bonus to him. He does come with, I think he's the very first knight to come with his hairpiece. None of them have their hairpieces. They all have their helmets on.
That hairpiece
I
looks
think you're right.
familiar.
It is the bedhead guy's hair.
Okay. That's
Yeah.
Which is weird because this guy's personality is super uptight, so he has the bedhead hair.
Mm.
Okay.
that's
That-
a
It's
good
helmet
point.
hair, you know? You can't help it.
Ah, yeah, that's true. That's
I
true.
do
After
have-
some hard fighting.
I do know
Helmet
some
hair.
people who do have untamable hair, no matter how
Me.
strict their personality may be.
Don't know about myself being strict, but I know my hair is untamable.
I'm glad to have learned that, Mace.
Well, now you know.
Just
Seriously, if I let it grow out, I could have an afro. I'm not even kidding. I literally could and have had very close in the past.
You would have liked the 70s.
Yeah.
Or the 70s would have liked you. I'm not sure.
They did.
Okay, just check.
So, what I don't get is, this isn't like a completely new shield power, is it? It looks like familiar to me, and I don't even like collect anything, so basically they gave you an exclusive minifigure with no special abilities whatsoever, and a really cruddy sword.
For real.
Maybe his special power is he's, I don't know, 50 pounds heavier because he's part made of rock.
Yeah, well, I don't think that transfers in-game. Besides, would you really want that in-game? Hey, I'm rock now. Dang it, I can't move my character.
It seems that this clay has hardened.
Well, you take a step with your right leg and then you drag the other leg. So it's plunk, plunk.
And if you want the very, very stone version of clay, you will get him in the Ultimate Colossus thingamajig. What's it called again?
Stone Colossus of Ultimate Destruction?
That's it. Stone MacGuffin of Ultimate Bad Guy.
Cool.
The giant uber MacGuffin of power.
That's where you
Power.
find the very, very stoned clay.
Yeah.
Oh my
Lot
goodness,
of
you
cheating.
just...
Yeah, I knew that was coming, like, I knew it was
surprised that did not
unavoidable,
come
I
up
just didn't
earlier.
know when.
It is unavoidable. He's stoned. Literally.
Oh, okay.
Anyway.
And
We
the
also...
last
you go
thing
on.
we have, like, just for this segment is a seasonal Thanksgiving set, and it looks so underwhelming.
It's so tiny. I'm actually
know,
amazed that it
like-
goes over 100 pieces.
I gotta say, I didn't know they were still doing these. Thought they stopped doing them a decade ago. I really did.
There's really nothing to say about this. It's just kind
It's
of
there.
I had the brick-built
corn,
turkey.
at least. Like, they
Corn.
make
Yeah, there's corn. There's
And
corn and apples and
two farmer
carrots.
people. That's it. Like, there's nothing
Yeah,
to
it's-
it.
They're the
Like,
tree. They're the
There's
tree with a
nothing
brick-built
special.
crow and a brick-built turkey. And a little wagon.
Sorry.
It's just
It's kind of
The
underwhelming.
farmer, and I assume that's the farmer's daughter. I guess.
no. It's some stranger the farmer decided to take
Female
out with him. You know how it is these days.
Maybe one of those
You know,
city
it
kids
is
who's
possible.
going out
She
and
is taking
visiting
a
the
pumpkin.
farm.
Yeah, maybe she's there to get a pumpkin from the local.
She's raiding the farm.
yeah,
He's
see
gonna
him with his
stab her with the
pitchfork.
pitchfork.
Yeah, he's there to
Not
run her out of
funny.
town. Only needs a torch and a something over his face to conceal his identity.
But yeah, that just about wraps it up for this segment. Stay tuned for LEGO Ninjago news and rumors. Stay with us.
Have a question or comment you'd like us to answer on the podcast? Just send us an email at thebccpodcast@gmail.com.
Welcome back to the BCC podcast. In this segment, we will be going over some LEGO Ninjago Movie, a new trailer release, and some rumored sets. So let's start off with the trailer. We all saw it. What do we think?
It was it was very funny.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think
have
I
that-
laughed more with this trailer than any of the other trailers for any of the other movies.
Okay, I showed this trailer to my family, obviously, and some family members who never laugh at any movie trailer ever laughed at this one, which made me realize, okay, yeah, no matter what happens, I'm seeing this in theater.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I
I'm
have-
definitely confirmed going now. I mean, I was gonna go anyway, but
Oh,
now
yeah.
I really want to go.
Yeah, the Tokusatsu/Kaiju fan within me was so very happy.
I have issues with it because, like, now we know, like, the huge, like, I guess
Enemy?
villain, you could say.
Well, now it
Uh,
makes sense as
but-
to why all the enemies are fish-based.
But it's just,
It's-
like, a huge spoiler. Like, gee.
Yes, if
Like,
it
imagine
really
if the
is.
Daleks just showed up in the Lego Batman movie trailers, like, as if they
Mhm.
weren't bad enough for, like, spoiling the good humor within the film. And, like, I'm sure the Lego Ninjago movie would have had that already, but now we already know, like, where the plot is
Yeah.
headed, where
yeah.
characters are going, and what they're facing.
sure
Yeah,
they'll
they
have
did
some
show the
twists.
cards a little too much there, in my opinion.
Yeah, I'm sure they'll have
um,
some twists though. I'm sure
They
will.
will, but
It's
like,
never straightforward with the plot. They never show exactly how it will end.
Yeah, I thought I knew exactly where the Lego Batman movie was headed. I did not.
The Lego Movie seemed like your typical chosen one, all that stuff, and it really flipped a lot of that on
And
its
it
head.
went, "Whoop." Okay, should we give a spoiler warning if we're talking about the trailer? Because there was so much
We should.
spoily stuff in
So
there.
far,
yeah,
we've been pretty
spoilers,
vague.
If you're like anti-spoilers, like our crew apparently does this. We don't do spoilers from trailers. Sometimes, even though we're like, yeah, we totally won't watch the trailers, and we watch them anyways. But
I'm
if
not
you
like
have
that,
become
usually.
one of those people, we're just telling you there are some
Skip
huge
ahead to
spoilers.
the next timestamp. I'll put another timestamp in there.
Awesome, you do that.
Ah.
Meowthra.
Meowthra. Okay, I was so happy in a really weird way because I was like, wait a minute, you mean referencing Mothra? As in the kaiju I've seen since I was 6 years old.
Really funny that I was just watching Rebirth of Mothra for today. Awful movie. First time I saw it, and I was bored out of my mind.
Really? You hadn't seen that movie before?
I think I saw it when I was really young, but not to the point where I retained anything except
vague
giant
impressions.
moth. Yeah, kinda. But yeah, that was really aggravating movie, and then now we have Meowthra.
Yes.
I really wish they would have I wish they would have tied a little bit of Mothra into Meowthra in any way, just like, I don't know, moth wings
maybe the
stuck on the cat's back, anything.
I think that the color scheme was supposed to be similar to Mothra's.
That could be true.
And maybe then there's something Mothra related that we have not yet seen.
Or maybe it's just a huge meow, moth sounds the same. The Japanese connection, let's just put it in there.
That's what I'm thinking, and
if they had done that, then they would have gone with Dogzilla.
Nah, because that's too easy. That's too easy. That's the problem.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe. Well, the dog would probably eat the stuff.
Honestly, it probably would have.
Where the cat will just destroy it and throw it off the cliff.
And apparently Dogzilla has been done before.
It has. It was a kid's book that I enjoyed reading a little too much.
Okay. Insight into your life.
7.5.
Anyway,
7
back
points
to the...
arm ripped off.
Back to the trailer. We've already mentioned that it had a lot of stuff in it that they probably should have kept for inside of the movie.
Oh, yes.
Also, something that I just found annoying, it had 3 different pop songs in it, not including the time that they played Bad Blood twice.
Oh,
yeah.
I only noticed the Bad Blood ones. I didn't notice any others at all. I've become immune to this stuff. Yay.
Later on I can get on and show you, okay, this one and this one and this one.
Mm-hmm. It just flew right by my head. I only watched.
None of them sounded like trailer music. They all sounded like, and let's get pumped up. That's something.
Yeah. Also, I noticed, like, again, the water texture is completely not Lego. Like,
it's not Lego.
Like with the Lego Batman movie, at least the trailers had us faked out for, like, yeah, it will be Lego, and then it wasn't.
Yeah.
And so apparently this Finn kid plays with his Legos in water all the time.
I mean, I wouldn't blame him.
Yeah, maybe he flooded his parents' basement.
It makes sense that the first movie had no real water because the dad in that movie wouldn't want water on his collection.
Yeah.
With all the craggle.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I also took exceptional insult at the fact that they did not have Lego-based water. They had Lego lava and Lego smoke. You can do Lego water. Thank you very much.
True, but it'd be a little disturbing if Finn had real lava in his Lego Ninjago playset.
That is
apparently, true. It also doesn't have Lego sand or Lego bamboo.
Yes, I've noticed that.
Yes.
I didn't notice the bamboo. LQ point is, I believe.
Yeah.
But I did notice the sand from a few of the things. The sand is real sand, which isn't as bad as the bamboo. Because you can say Finn has sand in a sandbox or whatever. Where do you get miniaturized bamboo?
Maybe he's one of those, what are they called? Tiny little
bonsai
trees. Bonsai. Maybe he's a bonsai lover, and instead of just bonsai trees, he does like bonsai bamboo and bonsai.
That would be very difficult to do because of the rate at which bamboo grows. It grows at, I think some species can grow at like a foot a day.
He's like 8 years old. He has a life that he can do things. He has time.
A foot
Maybe
a
when
day.
he raided his dad's Lego collection, he raided his mom's bamboo collection.
That's possible. Okay, I noticed during the Wu fight sequence, he was fighting... Yeah, maybe this was just what I wanted to see, but he seems to me to be fighting like Jackie Chan. I've watched a lot of Jackie Chan movies, not all of them, obviously, but a bunch of them.
The Jackie Chan stunt team, they did all of the choreography for the fight scenes.
So glad that they did that. And honestly, at first, when they did the ripping off the bottom of the cloak thing, I was rather like, whoa, okay. But then I realized, oh wait, Jackie Chan has done that before in a bunch of his movies. There was one sequence where he was completely naked and fighting while shielding himself.
The lovely, interesting ways of perspective of camera. Just very creative things they do with that.
So I kind of wonder if this was trying to be children's humor in the same way that they had the thing in the Lego Batman movie, or if this was actually referencing what they have in Jackie Chan movies.
There's a lot of Jackie Chan influence in the movie. I'll bet it was deliberate.
I'm hoping so.
Especially since it was his character.
Well, I'm hoping that he just uses his environment way more than most people would.
The whole using the environment thing to fight works very well with Lego.
And it isn't like Sensi hasn't done that before. If he's not fighting with a ladder, I will feel that the movie was incomplete.
Okay, then set yourself up for disappointment.
If they don't do the coal mech, the movie will be incomplete. I will raise Denmark to the ground.
Oh, yes. So, actually, we have new rumored sets for the LEGO Ninjago movie, don't we?
Spoilers are over, guys.
Unless you don't want to be spoiled about the sets that may or may not happen.
Some people are weird like that. Okay,
yes,
Mace,
Brickset is pretty reputable, though.
Yeah.
Yes, I believe I shall. Brickset has released a few different things on their LEGO Ninjago Movie set page. They've got all the ones we know about, every single polybag and all that. But they also have 4 that I haven't heard about anywhere else. And now they have some pretty descriptive tags for these that kind of point to what they would be. But we haven't heard of these existing anywhere else. Now, normally we wouldn't give it any credibility, but it is from Brickset, and they are a very credible place, as far as my experience, anyway.
Yeah, they are a pretty reliable source when it comes to most things. And it isn't April Fool's, so we can assume these aren't fake Chima sets or whatnot.
They even have prices and set numbers and specific tags.
So do we want to just call out the elephant in the room? Just
the coal mech?
Yeah.
The coal mech.
Finally, I knew it. I knew they had to do it.
Earth mech, and Secret Ninja Force.
And it is a €90 set. So that's going to be so big and so good.
So
I want it so much.
Like, it's
90.
Obvious choice they'd want to make that a set, maybe eventually. Unless they really just want to mess with Mace, like, really on a personal level.
Okay, how about this?
If you do this to me, Brickset, I will raise you to the ground, too.
So Brickset, as a personal thing against Mace specifically, made this thing on the Earth mech and made these additional 3 sets entirely out.
You see, they knew I hadn't added the Ninjago movie sets to my wish list yet, and they knew I would check with them first when I wanted to.
Oh. So also they have one which doesn't seem to have many tags, one which says Garmadon Aquatic Army mech.
Yes, that is the €20 valued set. Garmadon Aquatic Army and mech are its 2 tags. I'm assuming it'll be a little fishy crab whatever bad guy mech. Because the bad guys are hilariously outgunned. There's a little jellyfish flying thingamabob and a manta ray bomber. and a Garmadon mech, and since all of the bad guy mechs are piloted by Garmadon, that means there can only be one active at a time. So you can only count one Garmadon mech. You can't count both because there aren't two Garmadons.
Okay, I just want to get this out there. I kind of want to get the Manta Ray mech just so I can fly it around and go.
I'm probably getting the Manta Ray Bomber. Yes, it's ugly, but it's the thing ugly. That kind of ugly. The ugly you can get behind.
It's
not Emoji Movie ugly. It's the thing
gosh.
ugly.
Were any of you
Of
poor
course you
chaps
would bring that
stupid
up.
enough to actually watch that movie? I just want to know.
Are you actually literally asking us right now if we went to see that movie?
I did, first day. No, I didn't.
Yeah,
I didn't do that.
Of any of us, you would, like, probably.
Okay,
maybe
even
a
I
ride
am
if,
not
like-
that stupid or slash suicidal.
Ryan might punish himself by watching it.
I would
Like,
probably
if
do that
we-
just to
Just for the sake of seeing a movie that's worse than anything else.
Bayformers?
He actually likes those.
Yeah.
I'm not trusting his
They
opinion.
are very entertaining, you know. And the first one isn't as scattered as the others. I think the first one is good.
And then the sequels come along, and
I've never seen the sequel. I have
I've
seen
never
3,
seen-
4, and 5, but I've never seen number 2. So I can't speak to that. That's the one everyone gets mad about the most. I've never seen it. Can't speak to that. But they
Should
are
we go back to
good
the sets, or should we
popcorn
keep
films
talking
for turning your
about
brain off.
Bayformers?
Yes,
As much as I love to-
yes.
it's your fault.
As much as I would like to keep talking about Bayformers.
Yes. Let's see, where were we?
We were
Well,
talking
we were
about,
talking
like,
these, but there's
Garmadon
also...
mech, but then I think we were kind of moving on.
Yes,
but
yes,
there's
we were talking
also
about the
one over
Manta Ray
here.
Bomber and how it's ugly, but in a good way. And then what's next?
Okay. Well, there's one which I'm rather confused by. Garmadon Aquatic Army Volcano Evil Lair. Is that what he had the
That's
picture
gotta be his
of?
volcano base with the white picket fence.
I had not expected them to have a set of that necessarily. I mean, it makes sense
Neither
that they
did
would.
I.
It makes sense that they would. It's a
I'm
buildable
glad.
location set, which they need more of. But
And that-
Maybe the one...
it would be awesome to have it. And it's priced at €55. So it's decent sized, I think.
Yeah,
I
we
just
can't
wanna,
really
like,
tell.
see if how that would work out, like just how
Well,
they.
we don't have pictures. So
I'm
we will
betting it'll be a
eventually.
throne room. It'll be a throne room with a lava pit and maybe a bridge over it. That's what I'm betting.
That would be awesome.
All right.
But they've got
And
to have
then
at least part of
Coal mech
There.
again. I don't think we really need to say much on how
Yeah,
that
there's-
is a huge huge
Plus.
hopeful wish, but
It is 2 giant arms on a giant wheel in black and gold.
Wow. Which is why you
And
want
yet-
it so much, right?
It is definitely the coolest mech. Offense to all the other ones.
yeah, like giant mech with coal in it. Yeah, how could you go wrong?
Well,
But it has 2 giant arms and a
out.
giant wheel, and that's literally it.
Yeah,
Well-
like
Yeah. You go first.
There is one more
That's-
rumored set, though.
is there
Yes, there is. It doesn't
Yes,
have...
a 9,
you mean the
a
one
10
without-
euro.
any tags?
Yeah.
Yes, a 10 euro one with no tags. It'll most likely be a supplemental set, like that Spinjitzu training thingamajig.
So just above a polybag?
Basically. That's what I'm assuming.
Yeah, well, we're not gonna know unless we get more information. And I say unless because
No
we still
tags,
don't
no
actually
picture,
know.
no set name.
We don't actually know anything. For all we know, then this is actually a troll thing. It's highly
Mm-hmm.
unlikely, but
I think it's a little too specific for it to be a lie. But it could be a lie. Could just be a fancy lie.
Maybe
we will-
the rest
we
of
will
the
find out.
specifics are just based off the trailer, and then they're like, yeah, we could fool them into the coal mech happening. Let's do it.
hey, you know these guys who do this stupid podcast? Wanna watch me really mess with them?
Well, it's not just specifically us. that they target, I'm sure.
It's specifically me that they're targeting.
Well, you're special that way, so.
Yeah, but that's about it for that. In short news, not really anything we can discuss, but LEGO Ninjago movie sets are now available for purchase at the LEGO shop at home. That's pretty much self-explanatory. I do not think we have to go over that.
I don't know anything else we can go about that.
And so, yeah, that would about do it for this segment. Stay tuned for more news, and Klenda will be hosting a game for us, so stay with us.
Want to join in on the discussion? Join the BCC Crew Discord server. Link is in the description below.
And welcome back to the BCC podcast. In this segment, we will be going over some quick bits of news, and I forgot, but we also do have an ideas spotlight, and we also have a game. So, let's just get right into LEGO Ninjago Movie Video Game pre-order bonus. That's Lloyd polybag that we all knew was happening already, but apparently that's a pre-order bonus, so.
Yep, it is Kendo Lloyd. And he's the pre-order bonus at GameStop currently. Okay. Not sure if he'll be available at any other retailers, but currently no other retailers have a pre-order bonus.
Good thing I have a GameStop right near me then.
Now, basically this game doesn't really count. It's an obvious cash grab and not something TV Games is trying on.
Yeah, it's...
Yeah, I'm not actually interested in getting the game.
Anything is going on with that game that would make you think, gee, what an original twist to this movie. It's just like, no, you get the movie, you get to play through it. Good luck. Have fun.
Don't die.
Give us our money.
Is there anything else to talk about with this really? I mean,
not at the Ninjago one. Okay. Now, they did have a trailer showing off some moves, and it will have customizable weapons and different signature moves you can do, and all sorts of stuff. The general random things they add to their offbeat side games. Their normal, normal games, I suppose. I wanted a more fancy word, but their normal games tend to stick more closely to the formula.
Huh.
Well, that other game news for LEGO Worlds, in fact.
Yep. We got this classic space pack, and they also have like a trailer for it, kind of.
Yeah, I actually thought that the trailer was nicely done, and it made me want to get it, to be honest.
I actually agree with you on that. Like, who's the guy doing that voice? Because he has an awesome voice.
Okay, that's what I wanted to know, because he has a fantastic voice. I don't know how LEGO got him, but he is good.
Maybe he'll be listening
all the
in the end
cheesy puns that they were doing about space.
That would get you, but like
it somehow clicked when it was in his voice, and it wasn't like, yeah, I see you were trying to do a funny LEGO. Thank you for trying. It had actual legitimate humor in it, and it was just because of the way the guy said it. This is not the way we were supposed to talk about this trailer, but I don't really care. But yeah, the trailer itself was good, and honestly the stuff in the game looks really good too.
The only problem is it's paid DLC and not free.
Yeah.
How much is it though?
It's $3. $3.
3. Okay, well that's
yeah. It
not
was
too
either
bad,
3 or 4,
really.
but it was pretty cheap, all things considered.
All right. I'm glad you're looking for quantity over quality for these matters. Yeah. Yeah, it was cheap. Usually when you get something cheap, that means product is cheap.
The
that's
product
true.
actually
That's
looked really good.
true.
I mean, you get to customize your own moon surface or planetoid.
Oh, and there is one thing I'd like to mention for any viewers out there. If you enter before, I believe, the 18th, TT Games is having a bit of a contest. I don't know what you win. I know you can enter it on their Twitter. If you build your best space scene on the moon area, I do believe, you can win something.
Don't quote them on that, of course, but...
At the very least, they're going to showcase your thing on their Twitter. So, you can try to build something if you feel so inclined and try to win.
Of course. And last thing for our gaming news, I believe, is we got a whole roster of new and totally different, extremely different, Marvel superheroes for the second.
Yes.
It is very weird. We
Yeah,
got a lot of
I'm
weird
not
ones.
quite sure what to even make of these. They're just such a weird group.
Mhm.
Some of these guys even I haven't heard of.
Yeah, one
Geeky as I
of
am.
them I didn't hear of. I hadn't heard of. I've heard of everyone else because I know everything about Marvel. But
Of course you do.
but there is one character I hadn't heard of because he was only in like 1 or 2 issues.
Was this Sutra?
Oh no, Surtur, I know about him.
Okay.
He is the fire demon guy from Thor.
Okay. I had seen him in like one thing and not really much beyond that.
He tends to be like a sort of big boss for the Thor missile. You don't see him
I'm
thrown
trying
around
to
very often.
remember the name of the artist who did that big Thor comic. We're getting off track.
Yes.
Okay, so...
But I could happily go off on that.
Now, the obvious one that everyone knows about, and most likely the very least amount of people are excited for, is Gwenpool. I know LQ particularly dislikes this character, and I'm sure a lot of our audience does as well.
Sure. I thought you were going to say the Homecoming Vulture. I was like, I don't know, he looks kind of pretty cool.
He looks pretty cool to me. I think a few people will like
that
Homecoming
more
Vulture.
people would know about Homecoming Vulture, because that's from the new movie, and everyone's like, oh,
That's
I saw
true.
that guy.
That's why I threw everyone off.
Yeah.
But we also do have Homecoming Vulture. He will not have his brick-built wings. Instead, he will have custom for the game little mini wings, which aren't nearly as cool as the brick-built ones. But hey, they had to make him able to fit into a room, so
Wow.
so it's okay. It's okay him having tiny wings.
I wonder
I
which
just hope
wasp this is.
It is, well, it looks like Janet.
No, I'm
Very,
trying to
very
figure out
much.
which costume it is, because Janet had
Oh.
so many costumes, she changed them
That's
like every
true.
other issue.
It is the black bodysuit with the yellow wasp design on the front.
Okay, so it's basically the tradition... Oh, wasp design, not the black and yellow costume.
Oh yeah, it's a black one with
and
the
red.
yellow wasp thingamajigs on the front.
Okay.
Wasp
Whatever you call them, I don't know. Wasp stripes, wasp.
Okay, because I can't see a
decals.
picture of her on here, so...
I don't know what to call them.
Alright.
But I'm
that's
glad
good.
to see she's in. Respect to an original Avenger. Good.
Yes, I am glad. I hadn't actually consciously realized, oh, they didn't have her before. Okay. But I'm glad that they do have her.
Yes, they did have her in the first game, but she couldn't even shrink. Like
Which-
Ant-Man to do the Ant-Man
it's-
stuff. Now,
Yeah, that kinda
for
defeats-
context, she did shrink when she flew, but that didn't
That
give her the
doesn't
shrinking
count.
ability. It didn't count. She couldn't do the shrinking mazes for Ant-Man.
Yeah.
It's a shame.
Yeah.
So...
Ant-Man didn't deserve a custom power to just him. No one should have just one person with the power in any of these games, because that forces you to use the same character over and over.
And that becomes boring, especially if you don't like them. Like Ant-Man.
Yep. Who else do we have? We have Howard the Duck, who is apparently going to be story relevant this time.
Iron Duck.
Yes, that happened. Really? That's something that happened very recently in the Howard comics. I do believe he stole some Stark armor pieces and called himself Iron Duck. I could be wrong, but I do believe that is the origin of Iron Duck Howard.
Sounds legit.
Howard is able to suit up in an Iron Man suit in this game.
Absolutely.
Because that's what everyone wanted. Everyone's favorite character is Howard the Duck with this
glorious
movie.
Everyone loves the movie, so they just wanted him in the game.
Heck to the, that's like one of George Lucas's
best
best produced movie.
Episode 5, just get out of here. Howard the Duck.
Come on, man. It's a duck that lives like an irresponsible guy. It's perfect.
It's a talking duck who lives like an irresponsible guy in a red business suit who plays guitar.
Yeah, I want one of those. Okay.
And then next we have the character that the only one I hadn't heard of, Greenskin Smash Troll. If you can't guess who that is, I feel sorry for you.
He's green and he's a troll. At first I thought he was some weird alternate universe of Green Goblin combined with, what's his name? Not Heimdall. Warriors Thief name begins with an F. Volstagg. Volstagg.
Oh, okay. I thought you said F. Okay.
No.
Yes, Volstagg the Voluminous, who is currently... oh, never mind. Spoilers for current comics. But anyway, yes. It is Hulk's medieval variant. During some weird Avengers shenanigan like 20, 30, 40 years ago, they did some medieval thing in like some alternate future or alternate reality. This character, the entire storyline barely existed. This character barely existed in that storyline. But he's here.
Yeah, I want...
Good for him, like...
Can't he turn into Bruce Banner?
He has a giant handlebar mustache, as well as a giant gut.
Yeah,
which is weird for Hulk.
It connects to his sideburns, which I've never seen in a Hulk. It's rather disturbing, actually.
I've never seen a Hulk with a beer belly either.
I don't know. Yeah. That's
but this one had
attractive. Like Hulk smash, open another bottle of beer, like just
keg of ale, man.
Mm-hmm.
I can totally see it though. Just like he looks dope right there.
Mm-hmm.
The yellow, I think, actually does it for him really well. In my opinion.
That is going to be the Hulk from the castle point in Chronopolis.
Sounds legit. After that was the guy who I... Oh, no. Hold on a minute.
Now, let's see, who's the next one?
Thor the Mighty Frog of Thunder.
Ah, yes, Throg.
Okay.
As he is colloquially known in the fan language.
Yes.
Throg.
This brought back many
which does not roll off the tongue. I do believe the origin of this one is Loki turns Thor into a frog, because if you could turn your most hated enemy into a frog, why wouldn't you?
I think that he was trying to take over Asgard, and Thor needed to be there for a specific ceremony, and could not be there if he were a frog. He also had a lady frog fall in love with him at some point during that arc. And met a frog who had been a human but had been turned into a frog, but decided he liked it better that way because he didn't have to have taxes. I'm not making any of this up. This was by that This was by that same artist that I mentioned to you earlier, but it was so dramatic. It was really, really weird.
Throg, one of the weirdest points of Thor lore.
It makes me happy.
It just really reminds me how unworthy Thor is, because if a frog could do it, man, just...
Well, it was a frog, but with the intellect and spirit of Thor, and he was still speaking in thee and thou, but in Chuggarumph.
Yeah.
Shall we call thee the mighty frog of thunder?
I don't know what was going on with the guys who wrote that story.
I don't know, but I half want to go, what were you thinking? And I half want to give him a hug and saying, you big idiots, what were you thinking?
That's the same thing you just said there, though.
Yes. One it has a hug
Yes, but
in
with
it.
different inflections in the
Yes, it's the difference between, what were you thinking? And what were you thinking? One is more of an affectionate, I have no clue how you did it, but it was amazing. And I have no clue how you did that, and what the heck, man?
Dial what the
Now,
heck, man.
we do have...
1-800, what the heck, man? Okay, this was the guy I didn't know, for Bushman.
Yes, that's because he was a parody character. You see that thing on his head? That is
Okay.
a pot.
Okay, you know what that reminds me of? This guy reminds me of someone. Red Tornado. But the original Red Tornado. The one who literally put a pot on her head and wore red underwear.
Yeah, I've seen her. No.
But it looks
Yes,
just
that's real. That's
like
that's
that.
100% real.
I'm gonna
You see,
quickly
Bushman was
Google
published
original.
in their some very short-lived parody stories. There's not
Yeah,
much
looking-
more
I'm
to them
looking-
than that.
Hold on a minute.
Now,
I
there are a
just-
few characters that weren't released recently, but we haven't touched upon. One of them is the Black Knight. Now, I didn't expect him to be in, but it makes sense with the whole medieval realm type thing.
Mm.
I mean, Black Knight fits in perfectly with that. It seems
Yeah,
they don't have
I
three
haven't read a
different
lot
Black
of-
Knights.
I haven't read a lot of comics containing Black Knight, so...
I feel sorry for Black Knight. He always gets thrown away. Nobody cares about the character, and then the writers. I mean, I don't know if any fans do either, but I know the writers certainly don't.
Yeah.
Are there any others? Let's see. I'm sure there are a few we've missed.
Hold
Have
on a
we
minute.
touched?
Suture.
Yes,
Yeah,
there
we
is
did
Surtur. He
mention
will
him.
be in.
Yeah, we mentioned him
briefly, but he's going to be a big fig, but maximized to Surtur's proper size,
Wow.
which I'm disappointed by. You see how the Celestials are brick built?
Yeah.
Surtur should similarly be brick built.
Yeah, it kind of takes away from some of the Lego-ness of his Lego.
I mean, there's no such thing as a 2-foot tall big fig, so why is he a
What?
big fig who, if he existed in real life, would be 2 feet tall? He should be brick built, because you can have a brick built thing be 2 feet tall.
You could.
You could. You can. Many
Could
people
have,
do.
but they decided not to do that.
I know we've touched on M'Baku, the Man-Ape. We've touched on Medusa and Mysterio. I did not know Mysterio was in the first game.
I had forgotten that
He
Medusa
was.
gonna be in it.
He was like in one of the Deadpool missions, I think. That's how you
Yes,
unlocked
indeed.
him. Yeah.
He, spoilers for LEGO Marvel 1 if you care, Mysterio stole Magneto's chessboard. So Magneto had to break back into jail to get it back from him.
Yeah. The all
And he is actually... In the spoilers over, well, I guess it's kind of spoiler. It's more info-y. In the latest game, he's actually going to have a mission where he fights the Sinister Six.
That's a
pretty
thing.
cool.
Mm-hmm.
That's in the news.
I wonder how they're going to orchestrate that. He's a bad guy through and through, and so are the Sinister Six. But hey, I'm game to see it. A level where he plays Mysterio
You
against
said
Sinister
game.
Six sounds cool.
Yeah.
Now, we've touched on most characters, and there are a few we haven't touched on because they're obvious. There's Black Widow, there's Hawkeye, ooh, nobody cares. There's Vision, there's all the reoccurring characters you know.
Characters
and,
you'd expect to see.
Mm-hmm. Now, I do believe that is every new character of note. Why, yes, I have checked the official list. That is every single new character that has been announced that is of note. There are a few boring ones we haven't touched upon, as I mentioned. Like, OMG, there's totally Doctor Strange. We already knew Doctor Strange was in the game, okay.
You hadn't expected that. Alternately, with a twist!
Yeah, well, that looks like all the characters, right?
Yeah, that's all the characters of note. There are one or two we haven't mentioned, like Cap is going to be in the game. Shocker.
Yeah.
Surprise!
Well,
but that's everyone you need to know about.
All the time we have for this segment. We did not go into ideas or a game. We lied to you just to deceive you into listening into all that. And it worked. You got it?
If
it worked,
hearing
so...
this, then it clearly did.
Yeah, if you stayed until the end, we applaud you.
Any meaningful comments, you guys, about life and this podcast and Lego?
If you have a styrofoam box full of Lego pieces, please do not drop it down the stairs, especially if there's someone underneath. Please don't.
Definitely don't drop it on someone's head.
It's just a bad idea, in general.
And in the great game of life, no one gets out alive. So enjoy Lego while you can.
Yes.
But that is about all the time we have for this podcast. We thank you for watching, and have a good...
We thank you for watching, and we'll see you on the next episode.
I was getting there.
You're welcome!
Farewell, everyone. Farewell.